Today, the Justice Department has filed suit against the state of Texas for violating Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act. As the Supreme Court has observed, a core principle of our democracy is that, quote, voters should choose their representatives, not the other way around, close quote.
Texas is going the extra mile to suppress the black and brown vote, and DOJ is doing something about it. Welcome into TYT's Overruled. I'm legal analyst Adrienne Lawrence. Earlier this week, the Justice Department sued Texas in federal court over Republicans' plans to redraw congressional and state legislative districts. Now, as you may imagine, Texas Republicans have redrawn districts such that white constituents, who are statistically more likely to vote in the red, that they remain the majority when it comes to voting. And in its lawsuit, DOJ alleges that the Lone Star State, well, its new maps violate the Voting Rights Act.
The complaint we filed today alleges that Texas has violated Section 2 by creating redistricting plans that deny or abridge the rights of Latino and black voters to vote on account of their race, color, or membership in a language minority group.
95% of Texas's population growth over the past decade, it has been attributed to black and Hispanic voters. And that has given Texas 2 new districts per the census. Yet the state's Republicans did not want to draw a single new district with a majority of black and Hispanic voters. So they put out some new maps where they redrew it to ensure that white voices remain in the majority. Here's the skinny from Associate Attorney General Gupta.
The newly enacted redistricting plans will not allow minority voters an equal opportunity to elect representatives of their choice. Instead, our investigation determined that Texas's redistricting plans will dilute the increased minority voting strength that should have developed from these significant demographic shifts.
To prevail on their lawsuit, DOJ must prove that Texas intended to draw the new state lines based on racial demographics, knowing full well that individuals who are black and brown tend to vote leaning more blue. But if you recall, Texas Democrats, well, they know that this was coming, and they went ahead and walked out earlier this year in protest, much of which was really directed at this redistricting effort. Texas's redistricting plans are simply really just another way for conservatives to stay in power. What they do is they love to break the rules that they themselves generally have created. And the thing is, it's illegal to draw voting maps with racially discriminatory intent. That violates the Voting Rights Act, as Merrick Garland has observed. You know, that's because it basically silences black and brown voters by moving the goalposts. And this time, it's really moments before the end of the fourth quarter. Now, while this lawsuit, it's grand and all, it's also going to require time. DOJ is going to have to wait until it has actual election results. Why is that? Well, it needs to show that its assumptions, its arguments are correct. It needs to show that the results from an election show that, hey, white majority voters stay in power. And so essentially because DOJ has to wait, that means that we're going to have to wait until Texas gets redder before DOJ can have a solid case and hopefully be successful in a lawsuit. Of course, much of the damage will have been done by that point, as courts aren't really that big on overturning elections, as you may realize. Well, that's it. More suppression of marginalized voices in the United States. So what do you think? Hit me up in the comments below. Hit me up on Twitter using hashtag TYT Overruled. Hit the like or follow button. And thanks for watching.